Sons of Anarchy is yet another show I've already watched, but while giving out recommendations on shows to watch, one of my friends that knows that I do this asked me to do one of these on Sons of Anarchy, so let's get to it. Sons of Anarchy is in my top 5 shows that I've ever seen, and I already made a video on that's very poorly edited. It's kind of corny because I'm still learning how to edit videos and whatnot, but I already made a video on that, so you should definitely go check that out if you just want to know my top 5 shows that I've ever seen. Again, like I state in the video and like I stated now, it is a top 5 that I have seen. So if I'm in the middle of watching it now or I just didn't finish it, it's not going to be in that top 5. Okay, so I'm gonna try to keep spoilers down to a minimum for people who have not seen it yet, so if you do not want to be spoiled in the slightest at all, turn back now. Sons of Anarchy is loosely based on a Shakespearean tragedy. Now, I'm not gonna tell you which play it is, because if I do, that's kind of a spoiler in itself. The show was created by Kurt Sutter, who also created 2 other shows, The Bastard Executioner and Mind's MC, which is a spin-off of Sons of Anarchy. Now, I have not watched either of those 2 shows. I think Mind's MC is actually doing pretty well for itself, but from what I've heard from other people, it's not as good as Sons of Anarchy. I don't know, I haven't seen it. And The Bastard Executioner, I have not heard any favorable reviews on it, and it was canceled after 1 season. So yeah, Sons of Anarchy is definitely his masterpiece. And while he is the creator of the show, he also stars in the show itself, as does his wife, Katey Sagal, in a major role. I think she also stars in The Bastard Executioner in a major role, but again, that show was canceled after 1 season. Sons of Anarchy is a crime drama, so by its nature, it does have plenty of action, but it also has plenty of comedy, so it feels pretty well balanced to me. Though, like I said, it is loosely based on a Shakespearean tragedy, so as the show progresses, it tends to have a much darker tone. The main character of the show is Jax Teller, or simply known as Jax Teller, and he's played by Charlie Hunnam, and he's a very conflicted man. The Sons of Anarchy Motorcycle Club Redwood original, often just referred to as Sam Crow, is a very tight brotherhood. Like, their bonds aren't 100% unbreakable, but it is a brotherhood, so his club means a lot to him, but he's also a family man. And from the very beginning of the show, you get to see him try to balance his family life, his personal life, and the life of his club, which is a very tough life. It's the life of an outlaw, and it's the life of a criminal organization. So it's not exactly like he or anybody else can just wake up one day and say, hey, I don't want to do this anymore. I mean, he can, but there are consequences that come with that decision. So there is always this struggle of him being the man he has to be and is supposed to be for his club.
You ever flash that rancid pussy around my club or family again, I will kill you.
Versus the man he has to be and wants to be for his family. And those 2 stories are often kept separate from each other, but they're pretty much intertwined because he's connected to both. He's a part of both. I think Charlie Hunnam did a very good job portraying this character. And you know what? I didn't even know he was English the entire time I was watching the show. I thought he was American. And then one time I saw an interview with him and I heard his accent for the first time. Like, damn, this guy's English. So yeah, he did a very good job. His acting was superb. I think the only person I could say did a better job than him would be Perlman, who played Clay Morrow.
I love all of you.
Who was Jax Teller's stepfather. Clay is also a member of the MC, and at first he's one of those people who is pushing Jax to be this man he's supposed to be and has to be for the Sons of Anarchy. And so he and Jax are often at odds with each other, but then at times he's also a father figure to Jax, being his stepfather and all, but then he ends up being kind of a villain, and then he ends up being somewhat of an anti-hero, I guess. So he's a very compelling character, and Perlman did a fantastic job. In my opinion, that is the best character on the show, and Jax Teller being a close second. So while Clay does push him and try to guide him to be this man he's supposed to be in season 1, nobody manipulates Jax, nobody pushes him and guides him more than his mother, who was played by Katey Sagal.
This is why mothers should drown baby girls.
She plays Gemma Teller, who is not a member of the MC. She's an old lady, which is what they refer to the girlfriends or wives of the members of the MC. In her case, she is the wife of Clay Morrow. So while Gemma Teller does have strong connections to the club, being the mother of Jax Teller, who was the son of the founder of the Sons of Anarchy, and being the wife of Clay Morrow, She does care about the club, but to Gemma, nothing is more important than her own family. Unfortunately, she's also very manipulative, she's very selfish, and she always has her word in somebody's ear to kind of manipulate her own way. And even though she often has good intentions, she tends to be the tool of her own destruction, or the tool of destruction for somebody else. So those are the three primary characters of this show, but the show has a lot of distinctive characters. One of my favorites is Tig. He's hilarious.
I hate dolls, man.
And I wanted to show some of his clips on here that I think are funny because I do like dark humor. I do not want this video to get taken down, so I can't do that, but that kind of tells you what kind of character he is. He's hilarious. He always says a lot of things that people might deem inappropriate or cruel or horrific or psychotic, but he doesn't necessarily mean it. That's just his personality, although sometimes he does mean it. But yeah, I love Tig. And then you have Chibs and you have Juice. Juice is kind of like, he's kind of like comedic relief.
Juice. Pull his finger out.
Juice bait? Yeah.
Because they pick on him constantly because he has a very childlike mentality. At one point, they dress him in diapers as payback for an assignment that he fucked up and nearly gets them killed for it.
There's no clip. Goddamn Juice.
So while he's passed out, they put him in diapers and then just drop him in the middle of town, and he gets woken up by the sheriff's deputy, and he has like a sign stapled to his chest and everything, and they don't even know what to do about it. They're more like, no, just get the fuck out of here. So that was a funny scene, and there's a lot of scenes with him like that, especially in the beginning. But as the show progresses, like I said, it does get darker, so his role changes drastically, and a lot of the characters tend to have tragic endings. Opie is a fan favorite, and he's a lot like Jax in that he's always trying to balance his family life and his club life, and he actually manages to step away from the club because his family is pushing him in one direction, but then he gets pulled back into the club to his own detriment and to the detriment of his family. I just love this show so much and how it depicts the internal struggle and external struggle of the characters, and just shows how you dig yourself too deep in a hole and it's just so difficult to get out. The Sons try to get out, they try to go straight and just live a legitimate life, but all the murders committed, all the crimes committed, all the lies that have been told, all the deception and manipulation, it just makes it impossible for them to dig themselves out. And while I do love that about the show, it does get a little repetitive and boring, but I also remind myself that that's the point, that no matter what they do, no matter how hard they try, they're always going to meet the same tragic end. That's just the way it's going to be. I also wish there was a lot more depth to some of the characters, because Jax Teller, you know his story, Gemma, you know her story, Clay Morrow, but a lot of the characters are just there for support, and that doesn't bother me too much, but at the same time, I kind of wish they had a lot more depth to them. But overall, it was a great show. It was fantastic. It was Kurt Sutter's best work as far as I'm concerned and as far as I know, because like I said, I have not watched The Bastard Executioner and I have not watched Mind's MC, which I might get to. I haven't decided yet. But yeah, I highly recommend this show. I didn't want to run my mouth off too much and potentially give away too many spoilers. But yeah, I recommend the show. I believe you can catch it on Hulu if I'm not mistaken. And you should definitely give it a shot. I think it does appeal more to men than it does to women. But hey, you like what you like. If you want to give it a shot, go for it. You can catch it on Hulu. And let me know what you think in the comment section. If you have watched it, let me know what you think on the show. If you like it like I did, or if you dislike it for whatever reason, let me know. Please hit that like button. It does help me a lot. Subscribe if you have not already, and I will catch you on the next video next Friday. See you then. Bye-bye.